I love writing songs to be played with the band. I consider myself, a honky-tonk artist. Honky-tonk is a full band.
Yeah.
And music that you can dance to.
Yeah.
The Moonlight Ramble was created to explore the human side of the music industry from an Appalachian perspective. In today's episode, I met up with Juanita as she was preparing for her first show at the Burl in Lexington, Kentucky, opening for Nick Shoulders in the Okay Crawdad. Juanita is nominated for a 2024 Metropolitan Award for Honky Tonk Female. During our conversation, she shared her love for Cajun culture and even introduced the Cajun Triangle during her performance. Here's a short clip of that performance.
I've been dreaming lately about my Cajun baby. Those nights down on the bayou, I can't forget. She took my heart away. In her arms I wanna stay. I wish I was on my way down to Lafayette.
Well, cheers. Thank you for meeting up with us and welcome to Lexington.
Yeah, I've been wanting to play here, wanting to even just come to a show here, but kind of far for that from Nashville.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I've been seeing this place on the internet and seeing tons of friends play here, and it's really cool.
Good to hear. It is our gym.
Yeah, and being not that far away in Nashville, I feel like Kentucky, I feel like I would be playing here more often, but it's like there's not a ton of places that I know of really.
Yeah.
This is like one of the
We could gather a list.
Yeah, I was excited about the Southgate Revival Hall that we were supposed to play last night. Nick has been sick, so he had to cancel a few shows and get some rest and stuff. But that I think was an old church that they turned into a venue, which is really pretty.
Yeah. One thing we talk a lot about is our early music memories. Can you think of what your earliest music memory is that was significant?
Yeah, I don't know if I have one significant memory. A couple things are coming to mind. One, I didn't really grow up in a musical family. A couple of my aunts sing, and my grandfather, he played guitar, and that was one thing that I do remember. After church on Sundays, we would come home and we would eat at my grandparents' house, and then he would sit around and they'd be watching football or something. He'd also be just picking on the guitar, stuff like that. I definitely remember that from childhood, and that's one of my. It's not a regret. I couldn't do anything about it, but I would have loved to play music with him, and he passed away. I kind of basically started playing right after he died, and he gave his guitar to my brother, but my brother wasn't interested in playing, so I ended up playing it. But I never got to play with him, so that's something I wish I always got to do. I was I was 13 when I started playing guitar, and I think he passed. I was maybe 12 or so. But yeah, I also this other funny memory came definitely earlier than that. I remember trying out for the Christmas musical at church. It's a small mega church. And I remember trying out for a singing role in the musical, and getting a little competitive, just realizing I like how I really like to sing, and it's something that I take really seriously. So that's what that memory, I was taking it very seriously. It's 7, but I did get the part.
That's around church music.
I'm pretty much the only one in my entire extended family that's ever moved out of the state. Tennessee, actually. I've got family in Middle Tennessee now, but there's just a long line of Tennessee farmers as far as we can tell. Not my grandparents. My grandparents got off the farm, but before that, on both sides of my family, it just seems like everyone was on the farms in Tennessee, just, having livestock and got big gardens, just to yeah.
How did you meet up with Nick?
How did I meet up with Nick? I think I originally met Nick in New Orleans. Just you know, we have a lot of mutual friends, and there's like, you know, some overlap in musical communities, and yeah, I think it. I can't remember if I was down there. So I normally go to Cajun Mardi Gras out in Cajun country, like past Lafayette. But then, but I also go. I can't remember if it was Halloween. It was either Halloween or Mardi Gras, and we were all dressed up. So, but it could have been Mardi Gras. It doesn't. Yeah, like, we were in a parade. I'm pretty sure we were marching down the street in costume when we met. But but the first time I saw him play, actually, before I met Nick, I saw him play a show by himself at the Double Crown in Asheville, North Carolina. I lived there for a short stint in 2018, and he came and he played kick drum and a guitar at the same time, and just played all by himself, and it was a super entertaining, wonderful show. Yeah, super creative guy. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, very unique.
Well, congratulations on being nominated for the Ameripolitan Music Awards Honky-tonk Woman.
Yeah, thank you.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. We did it last year in Memphis. This year it's in Austin, which I'm excited. Any chance to go down to Austin or to Texas in general is fun for me. Yeah, thank you. My music, I don't know. I'm getting all geared up to release another record. Actually, cool. We have it pretty much finished. It's got to be mixed and mastered and stuff like that. So it's still a long road. It takes a long time. But
where do you do that at?
I have this record that I'm talking about that's new. I recorded at the Bomb Shelter in Nashville. It's a cool studio that's analog, so it's old school, cut to tape. Yeah. And I've worked there a few times. I really like it. They're really well known for the Alabama Shakes records. They won a Grammy. Andrea, who's producer there and owns the studio, they work with Margo Price, the Deslons, lots of notable bands. It's a great place. But yeah, I'm really excited for another. You know, it's like there's a lot of songs that are straight up honky-tonk songs, and then there's some that kind of veer in a little bit of different directions. This time, I feel like my first record was definitely more traditional honky-tonk, kind of a lot of Western swing vibes in there. But I just love country music, and so I really feel like that's what mostly comes out when I write. And yeah, that's one thing I love being about in Nashville. It's like working with amazing musicians that help me bring my songs to life. Moses Wilson being one of them. He's a singer, songwriter, guitar player, producer in town. And Dennis Crouch also helped produce this coming record. So yeah, I'm excited, and it's there's definitely some new sounds. Maybe a little more. I don't know how to genreify music. Maybe just general Americana or something. I don't know. It's just roots, and it's real music. It comes up a lot too with artists just like needing to cancel shows, needing to rest, like getting burnt out. Like I was on the road for 2 months straight this summer, and it's like, it's really, really exhausting. And I mostly booked all those shows myself, so I did that. Like that was my choice, and I had never done such an extended tour, and I'm really glad I did. But yeah, it's a lot of hard work just traveling so much, and then like holding your audience and holding space, and delivering and performing your art. It's like takes a long toll. So I feel like that's already starting to kick back in. It's like during the pandemic, we all were like, it's great to slow down. Like we never get to slow down. We love it. And then we all jumped back into it, and we're all like, so many friends that we're just like, we're tired. So I don't know. Got to find the balance in there sometimes. But it's more like the winter, like the oncoming winter. I feel like I'll not play as many live shows. Stay home more, and I like to write in the winter a lot, and see friends and make fun Instagram videos.
Did you have a favorite venue you played when you were on the road?
That's a good question. We played so many different places. It's hard to pick one. One of our favorite shows was a house show that some folks in Oklahoma City put together. That was like one of the more intimate, sweet, memorable crowds. It was not a necessarily small crowd, but it was a really intimate and fun experience. And playing at the house, we didn't plug in. We were like acoustic. It was really special. We played at the Sassafras Saloon in LA, and it's like, it looks like there's a lot of dark mahogany wood. It's really, really old. And we were up on a stage, like up above everyone. It's like on a whole nother story of the building.
Oh, wow.
And it's like an old timey stage with these columns, and you're like overlooking, and there's like curtains floating and everything. I never played at
Yeah.
that was really cool. I'm trying to think. Brooklyn Made was like really extravagant feeling in Brooklyn when I was opening up for Jesse Daniel on that tour. But yeah, it's hard to pick one. We also had like beautiful views in Wyoming and Montana. Like we played outside one night at the Old Saloon, and it was just like a big mountain view, like that we were facing. So we got to watch the sunset, go down behind the mountains while we were playing. I love good natural scenery, so that stuff was one of my memorable venues for sure. Yeah, but
who do you have with you today?
I have Mose Wilson with me today, playing guitar. We were on tour together a bunch this summer. He plays guitar for me. He also plays guitar for Melissa Carper. But yeah, Mose is here. And then tomorrow at Bass and East, I have a full band, so I'm excited for that. That's another thing about my music that I would note is I love, like, I mean, I am a singer and a songwriter, but there's something about that genre these days where it's like a very, like, someone by themselves normally playing, just accompanying themselves. And that just I don't enjoy that much. I mean, I do, but playing with a band, there's nothing like it. Like, I love playing music with other people. And that's, I think a lot about that when I'm writing my songs. I'm like, I write songs to be played with other people, not just me and my guitar. But yeah, I love writing songs to be played with the band. I consider myself, a honky-tonk artist. Honky-tonk is a full band.
Yeah.
And music that you can dance to.
Yeah.
That's something that I think a lot about when I'm writing. And I think that my second record will be a little less danceable than my first record, but it's still very danceable. Yeah, I'm a two-stepper myself, so I love, if I'm not singing, then I want to be in the crowd dancing.
Yeah. Have you tried to pick up any other instruments?
Yeah, I will actually be playing my second instrument tonight, which it's not a joke. It is an instrument, but I play the Cajun triangle.
Oh, cool.
Which I will tell you about in the show. But I mentioned I go down to Louisiana a couple times a year. I'm a big fan of traditional Cajun music, so it's it's a percussion instrument that was basically the drums in a Cajun band before they. So I dabble with the triangle, and I can play a little banjo. I literally haven't in a really long time, but I'm on the hunt. I'm on the hunt for Moses' banjo. His banjo is floating around amongst friends in Nashville right now. I'm finding it because I want to play it this winter.
Yeah.
I want to hold up and get back to some banjo. But yeah.
Love to hear that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll let you get back.
Yeah. Well, thank you for talking with me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening to the podcast in the first episode of 2024. Go follow Hannah Juanita on social media to see where she's playing next. For more from this podcast, follow us on Instagram or subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get out and support your local musicians and venues, and happy listening.